So thank you all for coming. Hope you all had a great day and weekend. So today I'll be talking about obedience and how our actions through our obedience to God. And so our main passage will be 2 Kings 18, 1 through 8. And so of course the person of interest in this passage is Hezekiah. Now, just to give you some biographical information on Hezekiah, his father's name was Ahaz, who was the king of Judah before Hezekiah became king, and his mother's name was Abijah, the daughter of Zechariah. Now, just to give you some brief background context of Hezekiah's world and the politics of his day. During his time, the nation of Israel was separated and it was divided. The northern kingdom was Israel, and then the southern kingdom was Judah, and within Judah was Jerusalem, and that was where King Ahaz and King Hezekiah reigned, and other kings. During this time of separation, the nation of Assyria was invading the northern kingdom of Israel. So during this time of invasion, the southern kingdom and Ahaz, they remained very passive and just very submissive with the whole thing. They did not do anything about it at all. They just let it go. They did not help Israel at all. So finally, when Hezekiah became king, he didn't like his father's policy, so he took it away. He reversed it, and so he fought and he struggled to free the northern kingdom from Assyrian rule. And this is what we read in verse 8, which I'll get to here in a minute. So like I said, the idea of this text is our actions through obedience. And so I first want to look at verses 3 through 4. It reads, "He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father David had done. He removed the high places, smashed the sacred stones, and cut down the Asherah poles. He broke into pieces the bronze snake Moses had made. For up to that time, the Israelites had been burning incense to it, and it was called Nehushtan." Now, this is very interesting, in that it makes a connection between Hezekiah's his obedience to God, his faith in God, what he does afterwards. So he says that he did right in the eyes of God, and what that was, and how he acted through that. And so, just from these two verses, I came out with really 2 points. And so I just want to share those with you here quickly. First point I just want to look at is it's in verse 1. I'll just read that again real quick. "He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father David had done." Now, this really brings me to my first point. We watch what others do. Now, of course, David was not Hezekiah's biological father, but more of his spiritual father, how Jesus is sometimes referred to in the New Testament as the son of David. But in any case, we often look up to people and we watch them, and it's not always in a judging, in a manner of judgment, like I'm watching you to see how you screw up and to judge you for it. But more oftentimes than not, we watch other people as we look up to them. Maybe they're our mentor or pastor, parents, whatever it may be. But we really look up to those. We really watch people who we look up to. I'm sure this is the case for all of y'all, parents. I looked to my parents when I was young. In fact, my dad, he was a police officer. He's retired now. But when I was a kid, I really looked up to my dad. I loved him. He was my role model. I wanted to be just like him. So every time I hear the song on the radio, "I'm Watching You" by Ronnie Atkins, and that makes me think of that. And when I first heard the song, I'm like, okay, it's a tad bit creepy. You don't want anyone watching me, especially my son. But now that I look at it, it's really true. I mean, I don't have any kids, luckily, but I know that they watch us. They look up to us. And so this reminds me of a couple of stories with my dad. My dad, he's a great guy. He's got a country guy. And so when I was a kid, maybe 4 or 5, my dad taught me a few choice words. And so I would repeat those words to other people, like my mom, and I would get in trouble. Another time, of course, we live out in the country, and so being a male and living in the country means you can do one thing without getting away with it. Dad, you also go to the bathroom. You know what to do? Go behind the bush. Do that. One day, I was at my brother's baseball game, and for whatever reason, I could not find the porta potty. I probably saw it, I knew where it was, but like, I can't find it. So I put a puddle of water in the ground. What better place to do it than this? And so I went in public, and like I said, I was 4. Yeah, I went in the public. Everybody was watching me, and so my mom came towards me, and she swooped me up. So, sure, that was embarrassing for her as it was for me. But yeah, I don't have any kids, but I do have one nephew and 2 nieces, who are just below the age of 6, I believe. But whenever they see me, whenever they watch me, I hope and I pray to God that they see me, they catch me doing something godly and God honor. For my second point, I want to quickly read verse 2 again. It says, "He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his." I'm sorry, that was verse 1. He removed the high places, smashed the sacred stones, and cut down the asherah poles. He broke into pieces the bronze snake Moses had made, for up to that time the Israelites had been burning incense to it. I am posed with a question while reading this, and I think y'all too, once you read the text. Between the time of Moses and Hezekiah, had it been what, maybe 300, 400, 500 years between Moses and King Hezekiah? So I'm left with this question. In the gap between those hundreds and hundreds of years between Moses and Hezekiah,